I lyrical Master. Play Paris, who make you again Sktv venue. Say my journey, Tina get as say my jamo. And yes, I know money, the more I you. And you love me, the more I you.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Yes, indeed, Sktv, it is the best in Liberia. Sktv, it is the best in Africa. What this thing coming from? Sorry. Okay, all right. Well. Let me see. Sarah, do we try to? Good. Yeah, man. The internet, something is going on that kind of way. But again, folks, good. Don't worry. Y'all listen to all these things, and you have your own say on today. You know, today is a D-Day. You know, yes. Well, 2 minutes. What's the time like? 3 minutes past 6. That's the time check. Good evening and welcome. Welcome to the midweek edition of the Sktv show. For matter of fact, today is the 26th of March, the 10th month. And this month is really indeed, some will say wonderful. This month is the kind of month that sometimes when you want to have yourself, worship. Okay, I see where the noise coming from. Good. So again, folks, let's share the show. Those of you who just joining us, please, let's share the show. We're watching back to back at the same time. So that please, let's share the show. Mr. Khan already in queue. For matter of fact, he's setting up behind the scene. Will be joining us. Monk will be here with us. If possible, the 12 talking man, Steve, will also be here with us, and the rest of our panelists will also be here with us this evening on the Sktv show on the Wednesday edition. Yes, indeed, that move. So many things to talk about. They could be interesting. Look, if you want to be anytime you God send you back here on this earth, pray to God that God must send you virgin. I know some of you will say no, but for me, when I'm coming back on this earth, if possible, come back right here in Liberia. So people, let's share the show. Yeah, I'm doing that already. Please, let's share the show. While we close 200, 300, 400. Then yes, indeed, that's the show. Mr. Conan setting up. Muna also setting up, and the team there from Nima County, they will give us all of the updates from Nima County, especially some of the engagements ongoing. Yeah, you know, right now it's not campaign, so we can't call it campaign. It's called engagement. So whenever you go to the Lily to say hi to her, that means you are engaging. You know, so you know mean to that's the people who interpretation. So we are still observing all of the engagements that is ongoing from Nima County when it comes to the senatorial election, which of course that will be on the 22nd of April. So people, let's share the show. Yeah, Mark. Yes, indeed, that's great. Good evening to all of you. Let me see all of you. I have Tavius Bachu also watching. Aliu Asha Donso also watching. Jason Jin also watching. Richman Sami also watching. Teresa Boan also watching. Garrison Wing also watching. And Ketere Tobogi, yeah. I don't know. What kind of name is this? I like that kind of name, oh. Ketere Tobogi. Yeah, don't be like, say, Miata, they can't eat this kind of food. I don't know what happened. Say, Miata, still herrings. They don't eat anything that have to do with Ketere. You know, when this kind of food is better, some of the people, they don't eat the food. But for some of us, I like Ketere Tobogi. So, my brother and friend, I don't know, but Ketere Tobogi, indeed, good. Prisoner Monk, also their life. Adula Dukle, also let me say the wonderful way to welcome all of you. And our Uma, Ori for Guri, say Miata Stile Herring. Also let me say good evening to all of you. Lena Yimpa, indeed. Today's a great day though. Share the show. Happy birthday to those of you who are celebrating birthday, including, yes, Maurice Mamadou Dukle, one of our strong supporters, celebrates his birthday on today. So indeed, let's join the rest of the world to celebrate Maurice Mamadou Dukle birthday on today. And in fact, when all of the team members come on, we're going to do that, at least to wish you all the best. All right, so I'm getting a report from Zwadru, Granjida County, that the weather condition on our end is not too good. So maybe our team may not join us sooner. That is, they may not join us soon, but they will join us when the weather society, or when by the time the weather get cool, they will join us. So indeed, yes, folks will move. But so the matter is talking about eating. Oh, but I don't know. Don't mind the other no, the other deacon you see. I'm the incoming deacon. I don't want to be just stop. Look, because only deacon they're not treating our people well. So I don't want to. But let's share the show, people. Let's share the show. Indeed, that's the best thing to do. Let's share the show. We have so many things to talk about today, reaching from the in battle hospital, Jeff and Kofa, you know, the oh God. I was just enjoying all of the arguments today. You know, that's look, when you live long, those of you who don't want to buy data to put in your phone, you better buy data and follow all of the happening, especially when it comes to some of these things. Yes, indeed. Let me see. We're sharing the show. Please, let's share the show. And the first thing to do. Good. Let's share the show. James David, your share. Confident D, yeah, man. Hey, what's up? What's up? But we got to talk. Confident D, we got to talk. Asata or Dawson. Indeed, good evening to all of you. Yeah, please, just share the show. That's the best thing to do. Because that's the only place where you have all the opportunity to talk. Yeah, will give you all of the rights for you to talk. Talk some of these things that are on your mind, some of these things that are affecting our country. Roof robbers, bank back. Mr. President is trying to use your don't bring my deacon. No, Roof, when we come here, please forget about my deacon. Because some of us who are quote unquote practicing incoming deacon, we're not left for people to just talk about our deacon like that. So people, let's share the show. Actually, today is Wednesday. Ladies' night, though. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. So it's Lily's night. So many things to talk about. Mark, okay, Mark, hurry up and join us. Yeah, Muna will be joining us very, very soon. Good. So, Cassidy Sumo, the man who the lawmakers, look, Cassidy will be asking you today because one of the associate justice said, and I want to again before people say, Lord, the country is justice. Me, God, anytime you send me back on this earth, make me to be a Liberian. I like that. Good. All the people here, man. No time to waste. Monk already here. Pigeon Monk, my brother, good evening.
What's up, Milbon? And hi to the listening audience. Another day to be on Sktv. Today is what, Wednesday, right? The
Yes.
26th.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe
Maybe.
that we are almost at the end of the month. April will soon be here. By the time June hits, you know that we halfway through the year and that's the end of the year. I don't count the end of the year. I count the middle of the year because the remaining 6 months is just like you winding down the clock to the end. For me, it's the end. So we get to the middle.
So, so that means when you have your own resolution, if I quickly want me bring the other team member on, okay. But like I said, good evening. You are muted, though. You are muted.
How you doing? Is it okay now?
Yeah, good, good, good. You are far better. Yes, indeed. Good evening. How everything?
My man, we can complete. We here. At least we are still counted among the living, and
Great, great.
we going strong.
Great. So more back to you. Let me ask you this question. So that means, based on what you just said, so that means if you have your resolution, you got to pray or you got to work hard from January up to June or to July. Which one? What are you saying,
Well,
more?
if you got a resolution, the resolution can happen. You can implement a resolution any time of the year. I'm just saying my way of calculating the year, right? I divide it into the first half, into the second half. That 12 months, right? And June is the exact 6 month of the year. So June technically is the middle of the year. So once we hit June, I know we are going down to the end. So for me, I'm not literally saying that June ends the year, but you should start looking forward to the end of the year once we enter into the second half of the year. That's how I see it. I'm talking about on an individual level. So I'm not telling you, say, Mabel, you got a resolution when it happen in June, it making it happen in September or October. I'm just saying for me, that's how I see it. That's how I do the calculation.
Good,
So that get
good,
it straight.
good, good. I like that. That's just so magnificent. But some more, what's up in Farabon County? Quickly, we got to move. Today is Wednesday. So many things happening, and I guess that all of you follow all of the happening. But Mr. Good, good. So hold on a little bit. Let me welcome Mr. Connor, who, I don't know again. Let's take SSR during the Ramadan. I guess your issue with Mr. Connor. I guess you're taking SSR until when there's Ramadan or when there's fasting month and so forth. Mr. Connor, what say you? What the kind of thing that you keep doing during the time that you're supposed to be giving us some information that you can be taking SSR? What happened, Chief?
You just want to pick on me today, but it's okay. No problem. I can always exercise, not just month of Ramadan. I've been exercising forever.
Okay,
Well,
that's
anyway,
good.
it is exercise that actually keeps me going. And I want to say hi to you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. By the way, the first month is, we're almost nearing the end. Today is the 26th day. So 4 more days. Hopefully by next Monday, we'll be celebrating the Eid. And I want to say a pretty happy and blessed Eid to all my fellow Muslims around the world. But yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be alive. Like my brother Kesteli said, it's always good to be alive. When you wake up in the morning, you see yourself among the living. You should be thankful and praise the Almighty, especially when you're living in Miami, in northern Miami, where you guys live. You wake up in the morning, you see yourself, making it, you should be thankful Yes, it is good to be here, Melbourne. We have a lot going on in that country. We follow a lot.
Mm-hmm.
In the line, we have a lot to talk about,
Indeed.
but it's good to be here.
Great, wonderful. Ali Masare, please, you want to put me into any situation, Rita, Zina, all of you. I just try to pull my boss legs. And I see most of you commenting that because
Yeah, let me tell you something. You, Urita, all the Ali, all the open fan.
look, please, man. But on a very serious note, because we can always see you, I don't know what amount.
But let me
also
tell
take
you
notice of that.
let me tell you what happened. Since they put a stay emphasizing on my exercising business. You know, in the month of Ramadan, you can spend a whole day you don't drinking water if you're not eating anything. So when you break the fast, you're pretty much you want everything. And women they cook all kinds of different food in the evening, so you can have multiple choices as to what you want to eat. But then, so some of all who are Fujis, we can let to eat all kind of things. So when you do that, in order for you to not get big instead of being small, you gotta go exercise. So that way I can exercise at night in the morning. But regular day, I don't do just night. I do anytime. I run in the morning. So I don't go to the gym. So I just run distance. So now 3, 4, 5 miles back and forth. Yeah. So yeah, it's not about.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for the clarity. That means Ali Masale, you are a little bit correct.
Ali,
that
don't mind
indeed-
Ali be eating plenty of food. In the night, you're not going to the gym. So just leave him.
Well, that's good, Mr. Kenneth. Thank you.
No, brother, I know you.
Sheikh Sherry, good evening, my dear friend and brother, and thank you for joining us. In fact, how Nimba?
Good evening, Mabel, and good evening to the entire team. Nima is good, and we are doing fine here.
Wonderful. Okay, so folks, you know, whenever tradition, by the way, Sam Mr. Kenneth is here already, and the show we start the show along with Mr. Kenneth. I have to reduce my height and turn the entire show over to Mr. Kenneth at least to control everything. I will be here on the back to back. So I hope that all of us, yes, please let's take you and yes, and do our normal you know, thing on the show. So Mr. Kane, I feel I have to turn the show over to you and that month at least to control things while we observe everything, and you people are going to ask all of the necessary questions and so forth as we move along. Thank you so much.
Mabel, thank you so much. First and foremost, I want to encourage all of us, all our people, to share the show as we normally do. Because, you know, when we share the show, we don't have to be repetitive most of the time. Because a lot of time when people come on late, they will always be asking us, what did I miss? What's going on here? But when you share the show with them and they're here from the get-go, so we don't have to worry about, you know, whether or not they missed something. But it's important that we share the show, like we always do. Personally, when I come here, I like to recognize some of our friends and followers and well-wishers that are making this show a success. I want to say thank you to all of you. Those of you who have said something, I will recognize a few of you. Tavis Bashul, welcome to SKTV. Ali Isha Donzo. Ali Aisha Donzo, welcome to SKTV. Raymond Swami, welcome to SKTV. Teresa Bim, welcome to SKTV. That's my sister there. She's been missing in action for a minute. She went to Labrador all the time. Hey, Teresa, welcome to SKTV. Garrison William, welcome to SKTV. Katil Tumagib. Abdullah Tukle, welcome to SKTV. Maun Omar. Miata Stella Herain, welcome to SKTV. Linda Nimpang, welcome to SKTV. James Davis, welcome to SKTV. Confident D, welcome to SKTV. Asata Dosen, welcome to SKTV. And our own Ruth Brabo Pengba, as always, welcome. Also, SKTV, Orita Zina and Melbourne that were joining on me just now. Orita, welcome, even though you and Melbourne are attacking me, no problem. Welcome to Sktv, my brother Ali Masale. Welcome. By Jibo Freeman, welcome to Sktv. Mustafa Balo, my man. House Pennsylvania, welcome to Sktv. Elizabeth Bowen, one of the pioneers for Sktv, welcome. Ali Masale, welcome to Sktv. Ali Donzo, welcome. Linda Nimpan, and G. Jefferson Colette, welcome to Sktv. Paul Chople, welcome to Sktv. Ali Sal, welcome. Martha Gay, from all the way Michigan, Grand Rapids. My big brother lived there. He always used to go to Grand Rapids anyway. My big brother Bangali Kenneth, he lives in Grand. He used to be the former refugee president in Tio, who were refugees in Guinea. He was the president for all the refugees, in Tio. A lot of people know him. Yeah, my brother Abraham Connor, welcome to Sktv. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for following Sktv. If you haven't shared the show, please go ahead and do so. Maybe before I go anywhere, I want to say kudos to you and the entire team for holding on this, platform, rain or shine, regardless of what, you're always there. I know what you guys go through. I know what I go through. I know exactly, what it means to actually be consistent on the show on a daily basis. It's tough, but it's through resilience and consistency can actually keep it through. So, Shaq, this is my actually first time to see you be on the show from the start. I mean, actually seeing you, but we have interacted with Cyprian a lot. Well, I want to say thank you. It's good to see you, and we want to welcome you to Sktv family as always. So I've listened to you actually, and I like I like the energy. I like the positive vibe, and I want to say thank you to you also and the entire team in Sktv. So Melbourne, as we do customarily, we always ask what is going on in the respective areas. Mom, my man, what's going on? What's going on? Before I even go to Melbourne, I show what's going on. Maybe we can start with Shay. Let's Shay give us an update on the entire
Nima country.
Yeah, in Nima country. And then we'll go to Kessely. We will also want to know exactly what's going on in Lower Bon County, and then Melbourne will climax that, and then we will go to Mo and myself, and then we can dive into the show. So yes, Mo, what's going on with you, my man? Is everything good?
Well, I'm good. I mean, I've been busy like past couple of days. Even this morning, I had to make a quick run, but while I was driving, I was still monitoring issues happening at the Supreme Court hearing the morning on the build of information. That's why I took my whole attention this morning until I got back. But anyway, let's go around the room. Maybe we'll expand on that later. So other than that, nothing new for me.
That's great. So yes, Shaq, what's going on, my man? Take up to speed. What's going on in that country, the Republic of Nimba? We from Nimba now. Yes. We got be hard.
You're right. This is the senatorial by-election is in the corner, set for April 22nd. So politicians are having engagement all around Nimba, around the county. Nimba is very large, so the town set for campaign on the 30th, just within 3 weeks, cannot just make it for all of them to cover Nimba. So as they stand, they are having their own political engagement, before the opening of the campaign. But today, in Sktv, Central Nimba was I saw T. Wunake Fanguro is one of the senatorial candidates who are vowed to become a senator of Nimba County. He came here today to attend a school endorsement program. One of the high school here in Sktv called the Sktv Central High School. They have the endorsement student council endorsement program today, and so he was there. But when he spoke lengthily, he spoke because remember he is the CEO for the Foundation for Human Rights, International Human Rights. So he spoke on the issue of human rights today. Besides that, he made some commitment. When I posed some question to him today, he made some commitment that in 18 months, In 18 months, there's going to be a college be built, completed college be built in Central Nima County. You know, Central Nima County have been the issue of completed college, no completed college in Sktv-Lib. So after students graduate from high school, they have to go to maybe Ganta, sometimes call it Gompa, Sunday call it maybe Fort Monrovia to achieve higher education. So according to him, he has observed that there's no college in the central region. This is Central Nimba. So he decided to build a college. And so he said the first batch of students will attend that college after 18 months. He's going to build that college. So I was ask him which part of Sktv-Lib you think that college could be suitable. He told me that any part of Sktv-Lib, he's going to have meeting with the educational sector, the DO, the CEO, and those who are involved in education and the citizen to give him a land, you know, to build a college on. So according to him, he bent into it. He advocated for Liberians. He had a scholarship form. He sent his student to school. You know, so it's not screened to him. So he dedicated some items to the student today at the Sktv-Lib Central High School campus. And one of the things he said that was the issue of the whole thing. You know, they all giving aside on the issue of where our Jeremiah Pankun has declared his intention to support a lone candidate, a single son of Nima County, which is our son Gwangwe Kuka. So he was saying that is a very wrong way of proceeding as a leader, because Nimba County is for almost everybody. And all of the aspiring, the candidates are in the race, they are all from Nimba County. And so as a vice president, you should just sit back and, you know, and watch anybody is going wrong, and then you bring them to their attention. But he's strongly against it. And the issue of Kayo, women cannot participate. He was strongly talking about, even though he said about the man he's supporting, the man is going to, if he win, he's going to sit on the gavel of a female. So you can stop female from participating in election. And another development is coming from the district number 8. The district number 8 citizen, Gerepa. The town is called Gerepa in District 8. Imagine for the first time, the citizens have said that they're not going to vote until they have road, farm to market road, they have clinic and drinking water. I'm going to tell you, maybe the citizens are still drinking in creek. I don't even say where, creek. They don't even have a where, because we were taking to us to if they have creek, where, sorry, but it's drinking from creek. So according to that, it's giving a tough time. The former lawmaker, Honorable Larry Nyonko, promised to face that rule and then bring them clinic and maybe give them hand pump. A whole time, according to them, they only have a single hand pump in Gerepa, District 8. Send out hand pump squad. Everyone is now taking the pre-roll. You know, everyone go to the quick. When pregnant women sometimes get impinged to get to the upper area to go, sometimes the person have to die on the highway. And I mean, it was frustrating. They were telling us to go and see the grave of a pregnant women who are died in that part of district number 8. No road, no access to clinic, no school, you know. So this time around, they say they are frustrated in the government. According to them, they have voted this government several times, and especially this unity party-led government that came to them that your choice or other government have failure, but when you vote us, we're going to make sure we build your clinic. We're going to make sure we fill your farm to market road where you have the opportunity to take your farm product to the market to sell and send your children to school. In Gerepa, if you don't send your child to the upper community to go to school, the child will not go to school and the child will be going to farm.
Wow.
So
thank you so much. I think we expand on these. These are very, very important things, you know, to talk about. Once we are into the show, we'll definitely expand on it down the line. So, Mr. Kesely Sumo, what's going on in Lower Bone County, sir?
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Khan and the rest of the guys on the show. Radio Forma is proud to be associated with the Sktv, and Radio Forma is owned and operated by the Rufus and Roof 30 Foundation in this part of Liberia. All right, from my end, today everyone were, like, you know, attentive to their radio some of our people who have Android phone were monitoring the situation at the Supreme Court because this issue with the Bill of Information today was the hearing. So everybody was like, very much attentive. But now, after the hearing, people we spoke to, a lot of them are saying, though the Supreme Court has said that Honorable Fudanikova is the legitimate speaker, but nothing going to come out of it. In fact, the majority black not going to, honor the Supreme Court ruling just in case the ruling will be against them. And when it comes to our district area, our district, according to District Wahala, the issue had to do with more than $1 million that were being paid by China Union as they claim in the report. Most citizens are concerned as to how that money was spent or who received it. And Mr. Kane and the rest of the team members, it will surprise you to know that up to now, our lawmaker has not made any statement concerning the claim of China Union. And you didn't even see him. I tried to reach out to him via phone. There was no answer. And, everybody's like very much frustrated with this information. And if you come to Beaumont, you will see, you will not even know that there's a company in this area called China Union. Everybody is living in the kind of, poverty situation. No job, businesses are static, so it's just pathetic. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So Melbourne, what's going on in the nation's capital? I mean, you're the one in the center of everything over there. What's going on there?
Well, indeed, let me say thanks to you and thanks to my brother Cassidy also for talking about some of the things that are happening. But quickly, let me just move into the human rights. That is the human rights report or the human rights situation report 2024. We are getting reports that this government, headed by the DCOM or President Joseph Yema Bwaka, Congo has one of the, if not the worst human rights report so far in less than a year, or some would say less than 15 months. Yes. So according to the Independent National Commission on Human Rights, has alarmed over the increase in human rights violation under the UP government as compared to the CDC-led government. So that's the latest report that we're getting. So I just want to let that out. Then, yes, in the at long last, Liberian been waiting for this day, mind you, on the 26th of March, that have been set aside by the Supreme Court to ascertain or to have their arguments between the majority bloc and the minority bloc based on the information that been bill or information that were filed in by the embattled speaker J. Francis Kofa on December 6, 2024. And at long last, on today, we witnessed we saw the arguments between the majority bloc and that of the minority bloc, and that was just so magnificent. So, but I think the Supreme Court reserved their ruling. So we're waiting as to which way it's going to go. Well, Liberians were all having their own take on what's going to happen next and how the ruling went and what was some of the things some of the councillors were saying and how some of the councillors were representing well and how some of the councillors or lawyers were not representing well. So again, apart from that, we are good. We're moving very strong, but these are major news in the nation capital of Monrovia, especially when it comes to the Bill of Information that have been filed in by the embattled speaker J. Francis Kofa. So as we speak, J. Francis Kofa still remain the recognized speaker, while the majority bloc speaker, Richard Nambe Kung, also still recognized by his colleagues from the majority bloc. So there where we are, and we're waiting for the Supreme Court to come up to tell us exactly their own side of the Bill of Information and what they're going to be telling the Liberian people. So far, so good, Mr. Kane. These are happening back home in Liberia.
Thank you so much, Mabel. Mong, Ahmed, talk to us, man. I mean, what's going on? What really caught your attention?
Well, it's the Supreme Court, nothing more. The Supreme Court deliberation today on the Bill of Information. For me, I see nothing other than political pressure and a Supreme Court that is trying to save herself because I saw and I read a lot of contradictory statements from what I watched, most especially when it comes to one of the associate justices, Justice Yemi Kwekwe. He always seems, from my own understanding, to contradict the Chief Justice, some of the statement. But if in that final argument, the closing argument is that they are not going to take us out because we said it from the beginning that there is a two-part series to this whole impasse. One is a legislative impasse, and another comes to the constitutional aspect. So the Supreme Court will do. Oh, I'm getting a lot of feedback. I don't know who tapping on something.
Yeah, stop tapping stuff. Just please, everybody mute yourself if you're not talking.
Yeah. That they won't take us out because they have provided an interpretation of the law already. And the one thing that I know, it won't be how many times we go to the Supreme Court for a redress. The one thing that I know, except that precedent change, and I'm open, I always said it, that I'm open to learning new things. But I know the global standard when it comes to the politics and the constitution, what we call constitutional crisis, the Supreme Court will never interfere with legislative matter. That one thing I know. But Liberia is noted for certain rules. I think we're the first country in Africa to vote for a female president. We're the first country in the world to elect a soccer player as a president. So it won't be surprising to me that the Supreme Court will set a new precedent. But other than that, they maintain their same position from all the argument. Even though there were open rebukes against the majority black, they gave some constitutional aspect. They talk about things. When they talk about that, the Constitution mandate that the presiding officer must be present for every session and all that the deputy speaker cannot preside in the presence of the speaker. We know all that. But at the end of the day, the fundamental question remains to be answered. How do you compare the minority lawmaker to sit on the gavel of the speaker to give him that quorum? And the one thing that keep confusing me, I know that a quorum is a legitimacy, is what gave a speaker legitimacy, because his own colleagues are the one that voted for him to make him speaker. And everything is about majority and minority. Even in the great US, we got a horse majority and a horse minority. So when I heard the Supreme Court Chief Justice saying, even if you got 1,000, that does not give you the right to call yourself majority. I was like, what? What are you talking about? I'm confused here, because we know when it comes to parliamentary rules and procedure, it's a numbers game. The person with the most number carry the rule. That's what we know. So when you say that just because you guys are 1,000 or you such and so number, you cannot call yourself a majority, that one took me off guard, but that was an interpretation anyway. So we look to see what will happen, but I'm not putting my heart on anything yet. I think the whole thing will continue going until we can find some kind of a solution or non-political solution that won't require a constitutional interpretation. And I just hope the ECOWAS and other cooler heads can come together and make sure we end this thing, because I don't see your end in sight. Because what they did today, after all the deliberation, they say, okay, we'll come back and give a ruling. The question is not about the ruling. The question is how people are going to interpret the ruling if you keep giving up vague answer and vague interpretation. So I don't know what to expect, because the only thing I'm sensing here, the bulk of the Liberian people want the Supreme Court to do something that the Supreme Court won't do, and that is to pick a side. And I'm not going to change my position on that. I know they won't take a side. They will interpret the Constitution, but when it comes to that legislative impact, that legal aspect, when it comes to the law or the rules and standing orders that govern the House, I don't know how they will do that in the absence of those other lawmakers that sits under the leadership of Rachel Kong. That's what I want to see in this whole thing at the end of the day. Mr. Khan, nothing more.
Thank you so much. I'm looking at it from a different angle altogether. First and foremost, those of you who just joined us in the last 5 minutes while my colleagues were speaking, let me recognize a few of you. Adama Soni, welcome to Sktv. Sidewon Jabo, welcome. My own brother and one of the pioneers of Sktv, Mr. Mervyn Deshiel from all the way in Europe. Welcome. Alfonso Taliman, man, welcome to Sktv. Christian Mine, welcome to Sktv. And Tamil, welcome to Sktv. I'm my brother, Kamara from all the way from the United Arab Emirates. Welcome to Sktv. Amos Kia Jr., welcome. Instrumentable Van, welcome to Sktv. Elvis Page, welcome. Gwen, welcome. Gwen is one of the partner of Sktv as well as Luis. Welcome to Sktv, guys. And let me say this. Isaac Harris, welcome. Achi Cooper, welcome. So let me just be clear here. First and foremost, I still believe that the Supreme Court is playing a game. I still believe that. But from all indication, the writings are on the wall. And everybody understand as to where the law is. We all know, in as much as the Supreme Court was not as emphatic as we want them to be, but the open rebuke, the argument, refuting of the comments and reasonings of Councillor Vani Sharma by members of the Supreme Court bench. If you say the entire bench, was a clear signal that the Supreme Court understands the truth. They know exactly where the law is, but they don't want to be the one to tell you, say this person is wrong, this person is right. But if they are telling you what you are doing, they're not the right thing. You're not doing it the right way. They are telling you, don't hang on the old idea of majority. Majority is not majority. Majority rule, majority decision can be binding. It can be binding on people if you are not under a legitimate leadership. Plain and simple. I believe I would have actually loved for the Supreme Court to be as clear, but the law is funny. Some of us who are now legal practitioners, we're not going to interpret the law, or we're not going to give our understanding of the law like those who are legal practitioners. And the final arbiters of our laws in Liberia, it is the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court can even argue with your lawyer, telling you, say, the excuse you're giving, the argument you are making, it doesn't make sense. That's not exactly what it's supposed to be. In fact, the argument you are making, it violates the Constitution and approved procedures of the Constitution. So what more do you want it to say? The point here is that we have two groups here. There are people who believe as long as Fonate belongs to the CDC, no matter what, Fonate should not come back to be speaker. And they will support the so-called majority bloc simply because of some disagreement or some misfeeling they have about the CDC. The other group, they know the truth, they know the law, they understand that they are people, they are on the wrong side of history, but because of party politics, because of party, discipline, because out of shame and disgrace that they have brought onto themselves, they cannot admit. So I can understand. In all fairness, Fonate Kofa, Musa Ability, Yeka Kolma, and the rest of the Rule of Law caucus, kudos to them, hats off to them. People should actually respect them. for upholding the rule of law, for standing against lawlessness and total disregard for our Constitution. We should say hats off to them. And the entire country should condemn and rebuke Joseph Nima Boakai and Jeremiah Kun. Let me tell you this. This whole idea of Supreme Court holding back, Supreme Court pushing, Supreme Court holding their ruling, blah, 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 is all fake. Because the Supreme Court is not independent. The Supreme Court leaked, forwarded their information, their ruling, their decision that was not favorable to the so-called majority group that is backed by the government. Which, if Supreme Court not going to share that information with Joseph Nima Boakai and Jeremiah Kun, they would have told them to hold their ruling so they can negotiate in the back. That's what they are doing, nothing else. All the things you're doing right now, Supreme Court, Joseph Nima Boakai, Jeremiah Kun, they all playing game with the Liberian people. We know it and they know it. Everything, all the things, they're moving the goalposts, from one place to another. They're doing it simply because they want to negotiate their way out of this thing because shame has overtaken them. So let's be honest with each other. Let's be honest with the Liberian people. The Supreme Court is supposed to be as emphatic, as clear as they can be. But again, when you are compromised, you cannot do that. They don't have the spine. You cannot do that because they will be exposed. If those guys see their vulnerability, to a certain extent, they will stand up against them. We have information. Jeremiah Kun being reaching out to each member of the Supreme Court bench. And guess what? One of them recorded him threatening them, pushing them to side with his people. The so-called majority, they are working for Jeremiah Kun in an effort to consolidate power and control over money and decision-making of the country before 2029. Everything going on is all about 2029. And those guys in the so-called majority group, they were persuaded, they were coerced and told that support us, support this. We'll give you committee positions. We'll make you heads of committees. We'll remove all those guys that are supporting fanatic over and we'll give you guys the position. Guess what? Most of them didn't get what they desired, what they wanted. So right now, they're even fighting among themselves. The reason why these guys are not comfortable going back to re-election, they know they don't have the number. There is a serious infighting in between them among the so-called majority. So the reason why they don't want to go for re-election, in fact, they didn't even accumulate, they never accumulated, they accumulated the number that was needed to remove Fanatic Kofa. They did it in a very surreptitious way just to say they got a number. There were people that signed the paper and they don't understand, no, we didn't understand it first time, but I'm not voting to remove him. But no, they said, no, you already put your signature there. Can you imagine? Forcing somebody against their will. They trick the people into removing Fanatic Kofa. Later on, they say, no, this is not what you told us. But because they know they don't have the legitimate number, the approved number, which is 49, to remove Fanatic Kofa, they refuse. So they don't have it. Other than that, if you have the number, my people, for God's sake, if you have the number, if you know the majority of the people have lost confidence in the speaker, and you have the number as you claim, why don't you go to the floor and do it legally? in the open. If Fonate Kofa insists after that, then Fonate Kofa is a problem. If Musa Belete, Yeka Koluma, and the rest of the people, Marvin Cole, if they actually say no to that, then they have a problem. But the Supreme Court is telling you, you are not following the Constitution. The entire country, majority of the country, that you don't have respect for, because you don't have respect for the Liberian people. Other than that, from the onset, the Liberian people have made it very clear that they want to be on the side of the rule of law. They want to respect the Constitution. They want their leaders, their representatives to be respecters of laws, not lawbreakers. So, maybe in a nutshell is that the problem is that the Supreme Court is supposed to be as clear as they should be. However, in as much as they were not, but they were very clear in sending information to those guys. You are wrong. Everything you did it wrongly. Everything you did were illegal. You didn't do it the right way. You have no legal binding to have done what you did. You have no legal no legal standing to have done what you did. You have no legal binding over the people that you tell you say you're going to suspend. But all the suspension and everything they are doing, they are just doing it to test their power, to see whether or not those people will cave in. So those guys are wrong. The Supreme Court is telling them you are wrong. What they want the Supreme Court to say, they ain't going to say that. Supreme Court is not going to kind of say, majority black, you wrong. Minority black, you wrong. Your go. No, they're going to do that. They're telling you, explaining to you what the law is, and they're telling you what you are doing. You are not following the law. What more do you want them to say? We are not dumb. And Joseph Nima Boakai is to be blamed for everything going on. He gave his blessing to Fonate Kofa, who orchestrated and executed this thing. Or Jeremiah Kun. Jeremiah Kun, the one that orchestrated this thing. This is why he's supporting Koga in Nimba County. He the one that used Koga and other people to create the steel mill in the House of Representatives. So in order to pay Koga back for creating problem, for being a first soldier of Jeremiah Kun in the House of Representatives, that's why Jeremiah Kun endorsed Samuel Koga for doing his work. Jeremiah Kun is the one that is behind it. In fact, he made it clear to some people that I know. Not one person. He said he's doing it because he wants to make sure they take control of the finances of the country. And if the budget can be approved by the House of Representatives, most of the people in there, Jeremiah Kun will put a lot of things in there that Kofa will not agree. Because Kofa from different party. So the one United Party person that he can put there and control whatever he wants to put in the budget will go into the budget, and then they will go and get it later on. You want to make sure he controls the executive, controls the House of Representatives, or legislature, if you will, as well as the justice system. That's why Kun called some of those justices and threatened them. Even threatening some of them that they will be removed if they don't play by his rule, if they don't dance by his drum beat. So Joseph Nima Boakai approved Jeremiah Kun to do whatever he's doing right now. So maybe long matter short, it's shameful. It is lawless. And kudos to the minority bloc in Fonate Kofa. Fonate Kofa never ceased to be the Speaker of the House. The entire country agree with that. The entire world agree with that, except those who are Unity Party supporters and that know that accepting or defeat will be detrimental to them. That's all. but they are doing it out of shame. They know they are wrong, and the law is clear. Onaje Kofa remains the legitimate and the only Speaker of the House of Representatives in the Republic of Liberia. All the other guys are impostors.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Kana. And let me join you and other Monk and say thanks to all of you for the deliberation. Follow up quickly before our team come on, most of our panelists come on. Even if we agree to what you are saying, like, okay, you said you have the numbers and you want to remove the quote unquote the battle hospital jail for Kofa. Why can't you go into the joint chamber to where you people usually do your business or businesses and be able to remove the man? But you took people's signature, for example, even they are even comparing that with that of additional time, and that of at the start of time. And when you follow a representative or former representative at the medicinal time, they were not the kind of thing that we are seeing today. No, where today you remove speaker or quote unquote you allegedly remove speaker, then in few hours time you also have an elections to also have a new speaker. I think that was wrong, and that's what the court is saying. So to just add up to you, this thing is not about the court telling from the court that you right and the majority blood that you wrong. No, it's just simple as ABC. What the majority of black people are doing is wrong. So that means go back and do the right thing. If you want to remove the man, nobody is stopping you. It is your right. But you can't do it the way you are proceeding. You are proceeding like a junta group of people, and you are proceeding like you in fact you even have no respect for the rule of law. And because of the law today, you are representative. So some of the people, their attitude, their behavior, and today, even Mr. Khan, if you follow one of the associate justices, he said, I don't want to talk before the people say that they could talk. You see where we're heading to, Mr. Khan? You see where we're heading to today? That people think that because they have 6 years power or authority, so they want to burn the entire country down. And also follow up to that, one of the associate justices asked, or in fact said that there's chaos in the country. And Councilor Vanisha said, no, there's no chaos. And then they start to name the issue of the burning down of the Capitol building is chaos. The issue of entering illegally into the Speaker office is chaos. The issue of even busting into the vehicle of Yaka Koruba is also chaos. So all of these things today, the young people are following these things and they are watching. And I hope and pray that our president will come up and do the right thing, at least for the betterment of the country. Thank you. I'm doing set up for the news. So I think, Brother Sharif.
Yeah. So go start up for the news, or why I want to ask a question to Monk, if Monk have a time to answer it before you get the news ready. Monk, if Joseph Jima Bwaga and the Jeremiah Kun government, had they not recognized the so-called majority bloc, start working with them, setting the budget, you think we'll be where we are right now?
If they have sent a budget to the minority bloc,
if they have not recognized the majority bloc and send them the budget and allow his government officials to go and sit under their gavel, you think we'll be where we are right now?
I don't think that would have been the case. I don't think we would have been in this spot. But even the executive understand that with an impasse, looking at the majority, the minority bloc, they understand the fact that the minority bloc cannot do legitimate business on behalf of the government by virtue of the same constitution. So if the budget happens to be the largest instrument in the entire government bureaucracy, how do you send the budget to the minority bloc? Because for me, I love solution. That's just what I'm trying to understand. I'm not looking at it.
For all indication, who created the impasse?
Well, it's started from the House, because I cannot accuse
is it not
the executive.
Exactly.
Well, you will want to say at the government, but you cannot go and make that case in court because you don't have proof. Because I always said it on the show. If you want to accuse the executive, say, you know what? There's separation of power. We cannot interfere in house matter. Even though there are instances and there are certain legitimate concerns, I say, you know what? They got people pulling the strings from behind the scene. But how can you prove that in the court of law? In court, it's not about what you know, it's about what you can prove. So even though they are intelligent, their information say, you know what, Jeremiah Cohen, the president, they are instigating this thing, they want power. But how can you prove that in the court of law? So they can claim executive. Go ahead.
I don't want to interject. So
Mhm.
I don't know how much they can do to prove that they are the one behind it. The Supreme Court decision wherein they say all the settings done outside of Article 33 are ultra varies. I have people saying ultra vires. The word is ultra varies. But even I heard some lawyers saying ultra virus. They're not virus. It's not the same way you write virus or coronavirus, not the virus. The word is varies. Ultra varies. But that's not the case. What I'm trying to say here is that the Joseph Nima Bwaka government, they are the one that created the problem. If they were not satisfied, if they were not sure of the Supreme Court decision ruling at the time, same action that Jeremiah couldn't take, they could have done the same thing. Joseph Nima Bwaka will have asked our government, we can remain like this. We have a budget to pass. So we want the Supreme Court to be emphatic, to be clear, to interpret what it means. Since both parties are interpreting for themselves, let the Supreme Court interpret. But you know what they did? In order to give themselves legitimacy, to give the side that they are supporting legitimacy, he sent his Minister of Justice to go and interpret the way he wanted. And from that point, their collaborators in the House of the Senate use the same argument that the Justice Minister interpreted this way. And this is what we'll follow. Mong. Joseph Nima Bwaka government, the fact that the minister interpreted the same way to get legitimacy to the so-called majority that is sent to create the problem, and they give them the budget to give them legitimacy to work beyond outside the Supreme Court decision. They have already injected themselves. They can't say we don't want to, separation of power. No, they already injected themselves. The Minister of Justice is the chief lawyer, the chief attorney for the government. He's the chief legal advisor to the president. If he can come and side with one party, and then you still think they are not taking side?
Well, from my own understanding, like we said on the show previously, when the thing started, we have one or two options. We said the Senate could have settled the scope by virtue of the budget, because the budget must be approved by the upper and the lower chambers. So if the people in the Senate really wanted to end this thing, or the Supreme Court could have rejected that idea and say, you know what, let's go for a constitutional crisis, then so we can find a solution to this problem. Because the one thing everybody want to call constitutional provision, but the main 80-pound gorilla in the room, which happened to be the political aspect in the House, nobody want to address. And that's what the Associate Justice said. And I copy exactly what he said word for word. He said, we turn to the minority and say, minority black, the law says until you can get a quorum, you must continue to adjourn day and compare the others to join you. But there is no constitutional requirement or provisions to compel the others. You will be there until you can get that simple majority. In the absence of a simple majority, which is a quorum, anything you do is ultra virus. Okay, you are telling me If the Supreme Court want to play politics by interfering, that's a constitutional violation. For Nanti Kofa and his group, they need the number to be able to call for a simple majority. Anything they do outside of that is also considered illegitimate. The majority black got the numbers to conduct a quorum, but they are telling us by constitutional provision the speaker is not there. That's illegal. You are giving me three illegality. The question is, how can you come in the middle to find a solution to this thing? Because there are no constitutional provisions that are being provided to compel the absentee member to come on this original speaker or the legitimate speaker gavel. So my question is, I'm not talking about the constitutional aspect. I'm not a constitutional scholar. I just live off a precedent. I live in the greatest democracy in the world. I see how this thing works and how people apply the rules. My thing here is, how can you find a solution when everybody is afraid of being considered illegal, even up to the Supreme Court? Because that's why we're quoting today, separation of power. You can interpret the Constitution all you want. The moment you put your foot on the political aspect, that's a violation. And that's why the Supreme Court will be giving ruling that everybody will be interpreting based on their own understanding. Because the statement that we want coming from the Supreme Court, it will never come from the Supreme Court. So my thing here is to you and the audience, how do we come to a logical conclusion to get the country's work going? That's my thing.
Okay.
I'm not talking about Article 33, Article 49. That's not my thing. My thing here is, how do you balance the score between the politics and the Constitution? Because that's where the problem is.
I agree with that. There must be a logical conclusion at the end of the day. But guess what? We will not find a logical conclusion if we are not honest about the process. Guess what? People are arguing that the president, that the government of Liberia is not taking SAR. They're not supposed to take SAR. Separation of power, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you. You're not taking SAR, but they are holding the pay, the legitimate pay of members of the minority bloc, because they were supposedly suspended by some illegal group. If the government were not taking side, guess you know what we're going to be doing? They will be functioning. Everybody will get, because the Supreme Court gave legitimacy to the minority bloc. Like Mo, you just said, keep going to work. Every time you come in, you are joined. If you don't have the number that will constitute a quorum to do business, but keep coming as long as you can, because that's your right. That means you are the legitimate and the legal leadership of the House of Representatives. Group of people can't just get up and go sit down somewhere because you are plenty, then you do something illegally. Right now, Liberians in Liberia, majority of Liberia can get together right now. Let's say 2 million people get together right now. Joseph Boakai was elected by less than 1 million people. 2 million people got together right now. No election time. No, not following the Constitution. Not following the Election Commission. But 2 million Liberian people still go majority now. They get it right now. You know what? From now on, we obtain 2 million signatures. That is 2 times bigger than the size of Joseph Boakai vote, or the size of Joseph Boakai and Joe Weah vote combined. 2 million people get it right now and sign something. We know what from today on, Yeke Kolba is our, I'm just saying Yeke Kolba as an example, is our president. Since majority rule and the people of the country, they got the right to vote. They got the final say. Where the majority of the country goes, there where the country will go. But then they say, you know what? From now on, Joseph Boakai is not our president. Yeke Kolba is our president. Simply because they are in majority, without giving legitimacy to Yeke Kolba to preside over the country, without following the time frame where the election is supposed to be held, without following the legal processes and procedures of the National Election Commission, without following the Liberian Constitution or guidelines that controls the way elections happen in Liberia. Oyeka Koluba be legal president or legitimate president of the country. It will be called coup d'etat. Even though people who did it, they are in number, they have the majority. We have 2.4 million registered voters. So you got 2 million people gathered right now. You say, you know what? We don't want Jonah Baga putting signature together without going through any electoral process. They say, you know what? This person is our president. That's exactly what they did. Not because you got majority, it doesn't mean you are legal. Majority can only have power if you do it legally. What is not done legally is not done at all. So for me, when we talk about finding a solution or logical conclusion to the whole thing, is for Joseph Njuma Boakai to stop supporting the illegal people. You can't do that. At the end of the day, the ripple effect will be on the entire country, but Joseph Njuma Boakai government will carry the lion's shares because they are the one creating the problem in the country. And they want the country to be lawless. Everybody is lawless in the country. You know what's going to happen? We will not have. Hold on, I got to take this call for a second. Go ahead.
Casali, you got something to say? You want Otto? Can you hear me? I think he muted.
Yeah, I think I can hear you now. All right.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Okay, thank you so much, Mom. This issue for me, I'm looking at it another way, and like what the question you asked, how do we solve this problem? I think the solution to this problem is in the hands of the Liberian people, the Liberians. At no time, the majority bloc people will accept. They will be feeling insecure.
Mm-hmm.
So they will not accept to go and sit under the gavel of Honorable Kofa. It will not happen. I said the other day, I don't care who the bishop will come from heaven. No guy will not agree. And like what you said, what do we expect to hear from the Supreme Court? To have a clear judgment, they will not come out. But how much more, or how much you want the Supreme Court to tell us that the majority of black are in it wrong when they are being told, the lawyer, Councilor Vanish Sherman was told that the way this guy, the way they are presenting is wrong. It's clear. It's clear. But the majority of black guys would not agree. So the only people that had the solution, that the Liberian people, and trust me, the other day I said it, Liberia is seated over a time bomb. You tell me, Representative Musa Belele don't have money, that he can go from district to district to organize people to raise up or to rise up against their own lawmakers who are violating the Constitution. Liberians will suffer the consequences of what is, what we see coming. The guys are also disrespecting not only our Constitution, not only the Supreme Court order or ruling, they have gone ahead disrespecting international groups. So if anything comes as a result of their behavior, their lawlessness, every Liberian will suffer. Every Liberian. Honorable Muta Belede has the money, he can go from district to district to organize. But the guys don't want to do it because they respect the rule of law. But if the court cannot give them justice, my brother, this is what led to our 14-year summer crisis. And the thing, No Liberian should take it like that and be laughing with it and be, merry with it. It's serious. It's very, very serious. Liberia is still on the top bomb. See right there. I'm afraid.
From the beginning of this whole legislative impasse when it started, that was the very first recommendation from Sktv. Because for some of us, we saw the whole political and the legal aspect. We said no. The people from the various constituents or the various congressional districts, they can go and put the pressure on their lawmaker to go on the gavel of the speaker. That was the first option. The second option, for me, I don't believe in fancy letter to be talking one thing over and over. No. The expectation, what people want to see from the Supreme Court, I know it's a global standard. Let me tell you something. The reason around the world, even in the great US, whenever there are two ways you can remove a speaker. The Constitution says you need 49, but those guys knew that they never have 49. Another way you do it is when you strip a speaker of his power, you render him illegitimate technically because he cannot do the day-to-day activity. Anywhere in the world, whenever a speaker ends up losing the support of his colleague, the number one thing they do is to resign. So it tells you they went for the political aspect, not the constitutional aspect. Because they wanted to have done it, if they wanted to proceed by means of the Constitution, they were going to rally around 49 lawmakers to get the speaker out. But why you think they took the number from him just to deny him the fact that he couldn't come up with a simple majority? It tells you that this. Yeah, go ahead.
So every play politics now, the law no longer work. The Constitution no longer work. So we play politics, right? So for you politics, Yaga Global will go in a district and mobilize people to stand up. And maybe will go in a district and mobilize people to stand up. Where Liberia will be going at the time. Liberia will be in a kind of bad situation.
So we join our team to bring you the Sktv show.
Liberia will be in a bad situation, which we are not praying for it to happen. But these guys are pushing their colleagues to go that route. That's my fear. I told people, I said, I will always say it, Liberia is seated on the top bomb. When citizens rise up, this thing we're jogging with, we play fun with. And when the citizens just there, when the citizens stand up, it would not be easy in this country. Thank you.
For me, I got one question for the entire crew. I got one question before I can turn it over to you guys.
Yeah,
you want to say something? I wanted to ask a question and just turn it over to you.
Yes, quickly, I just wanted to inform the team that indeed we're back after the news bulletin survey. We were having some technical glitches, but howbeit, thank God we're back to continue with the Sktv show. But go ahead, my brother.
The question I want to ask to this panel and the entire listening audience, just for argument's sake, let's just assume the president is the instigator and everything that the Supreme Court said today in terms of rebuking the majority black, they were right legally from a constitutional standpoint. I just know the next step moving forward. I want to know what would be the next step moving forward to bring this thing to an end. I just want to hear you guys' view or analysis on that. Okay. What do you think will happen next?
Let me come in. I think that's very simple. I think from there we should go to land like here from the Liberian people. The easiest way and the best way to bring this to a logical conclusion for Joseph Nima Boakai government through the Ministry of Finance to release the people paying. Let the people who were removed illegally, who were suspended by illegal group of people, who has no legitimacy, who has no moral autonomy to remove other people, let us stop listening to them. If Joseph Mabaka want peace, if you want tranquility, if you want Liberia to be peaceful and Liberian people to respect him, if Joseph Mabaka want to retain and maintain legitimacy as the legal president of Liberia, he has to respect the rule of law. He has to respect the Constitution. By not listening to some illegal group that are there attacking people, giving money to them, and then refusing to pay people who are on the legal side of the process. Isn't that insulting and disrespectful? Just, okay, let's assume that Supreme Court they didn't take SAR. Why should you pay other people and refuse to pay the other people? Those who are saying, oh, the Bojabaga government not taking SAR. You're not taking SAR. Okay, why is it that they're listening to illegal people, allowing them to make decisions, allowing them to pass budget? That means Joseph Bojabaga government prioritizes money versus peace versus legality versus the Supreme Court, the justice system of the country. This is very simple. The easiest way, let Joseph Boakai stop listening to those people. Let me tell you something. Because Joseph Boakai listen to them, because Jeremiah Kun and Joseph Boakai are the one that sent them to do what they are doing, whatever they are doing, it was the same reason why the Senate accepted them, because they own the Senate. They have the majority in the Senate. The rescue people, they get the Senate. The only place that was supposed to be a little bit of challenge to them was going to be the House of Representatives. It was because of the fear of being challenged or not letting go some funny and illegal stuff. That's why they decided to move for nothing over so they can insert or impose their will on the people of Liberia through both houses. Now they are in control of the executive. They are in control of the justice system. They want to be in control of the entire legislature. Now they have control of the Senate, because Yombly, who is the head of the House of Representatives, of the Senate, she's from the rescue group. The law from the rescue. All those guys, Amara Kone, they are all rescue people. So they have control over the Senate. So they want to have similar control over the House of Representatives. That's the reason why they created this problem. Plain and simple. There's no other if and but about it. Jordan Mobakai and Jeremiah Kun, they want to creating problems for our country. By the time they stop it, by the time they start to respect the Constitution, by the time they start to stop listening to those guys, those illegal guys, we have found a logical conclusion. Why must you, the finance minister, stop sending the people pay to them because somebody illegal telling you don't pay them, you're not paying them? So how come the government is not supporting them? Not only the government sending the budget to them, not only they summon the government official to come and sat under their gavel, but not only that, but they're telling you government people don't pay their person, hold their person pay, and the government listening to that, they will stay confused as to whether or not the government is supporting them. The government is the one that telling them to do whatever they are doing. It's simple. Only a blind man will not see it, but even somebody who living on different planets, they will understand. You're not supporting the people, but they tell you, say, don't pay member of the House of Representatives, you're not paying them. They say, we appoint certain people in certain committee, we're respecting that. You're going to sit down under their gavel and listen to them. Then you say you're not supporting them? I don't know what support means. But if support means...
But Seku, here's the irony to what you are saying, because the word you use, that the key word was majority. They believe that they have a majority in the Senate. That's why we said from the beginning that if the Senate was to reject this thing, maybe it would have been the perfect solution. But what you are saying now is Richard Kuhn and his group, they are illegitimate, but yet they got the budget passed, they were approved. Even the very same Supreme Court are getting the salaries and compensation and incentive from the same illegitimate budget. So if the Supreme Court justices and Chief Justice can get their benefit and their allowances and all the perks from this illegitimate budget, then why make the Supreme Court illegitimate? Okay. If the budget is illegitimate?
Okay. Let me say this to you. First of all, it is the responsibility of the government to pay all government officials, whether appointed officials, whether those who are in any position, or civil servants. It is government responsibility to pay them. And guess what? The Senate, in as much as they supported an illegal process, but the majority they have, they were under legal and legitimate leadership to take the vote, even though those who rejected the illegal process, they were in minority, but those who all decisions made under the gavel of Senator Nyomli Kanga Lawrence, it was legitimate. He is a legitimate Senate pro tem. So things done under her gavel, nobody going to question the legitimacy of that. They are the ones that gave fuel to whatever that is going on in the House of Representatives. Because why? They're from the same group. Joseph Njima Boakai and Jeremiah Kun control all of them. Let me tell you something. We have only few people in that country right now, in government, that are not controlled by this government. Joseph Boakai and Anthony. Only the 28 or 21 members of the minority bloc. If finished. All the other people, they are controlled by Joseph Njima Boakai. So the stem the problem in the country is created by Joseph Njima Boakai and Jeremiah Kun. The minute they decide, they say, you know what, we want to do things legally, everything will be resolved that day. The same minute they do it, everything will finish. They are the one behind it, and they are the one carrying on the illegality in the country, and they are the one going to create problems. Should there be any problem in the country, it will be because of Joseph Njima Boakai and Jeremiah Kun.
You know the reason I asked that question? Because technically what you are saying is almost like we are saying we have one branch of government. It's almost like a dictatorship. Because that's the reason we got separation
exactly
of power and three. Okay. Then
yes,
it means then we shouldn't practice the so-called democracy because we keep confusing ourselves all the time. We are literally saying the president and the vice president run the entire three branches of government. Matter of fact, we reported on Sktv when it comes to the rule of law and respecting the law. The one thing that I know, the biggest instrument in any bureaucracy is the national budget, which is backed by the very same law. So you cannot say you for the rule of law and violate the budget, then mean you are disrespecting the constitution because the budget itself is a law. Now, the people who supposed to be the final arbiter of the law, if they are getting their incentive and they are getting their pay and all their benefit from the same budget that came from an illegal speaker, then you keep confusing me, right? If you are saying we got one branch of government and not three, because the last time we reported on Sktv that Fonati Kofa, Nyomli Kanga, and Joseph Boakai, they met under the cover of secrecy to alter the budget, which is a constitutional violation. So the thing is, if the common person listening at home with all this impasse and all this confusion, all this constitutional violation from everybody, because I know if the Supreme Court interfere, that constitutional violation. If Fonati Kofa cannot get a legitimacy, constitutional violation. If the majority black cannot get a speaker, constitutional violation. So technically what we are saying for sure, everybody keeps violating the constitution. So how can you find a solution when three separate group of people keep disrespecting the constitution? That's all I want to know.
Not everybody.
Oh, but the last time we reported here that even from Africa, even confirmed the story that Fonati Kofa, Nyomli Kanga, and Joseph Boakai violated the constitution. So we're going to take that back.
No, listen. When I say not everybody, the people who have stood up against all the challenges, against all the threats and attack on them, they are the only people that are standing up for the constitution. Everybody else, when you say everybody, because we say everybody without giving that separation, they will blanketly say everybody in the country. But there are people who have stood up no matter what happened, even against not getting paid. Their pay has been illegally put on hold. Illegally. But they're not budging. They say, you know what? Regardless of what happened, we will stay with the rule of law. Speaking of Fonati Kofa, Musa Belite, Marvin Ko, or Yaka Kolba, and the rest of the people. So yes, we have a bunch of illegal people carry on dictatorship in daylight in the country, but yet there are people who are standing up for them. You know, the people who are now allowing these people to continue to proceed illegally, the people of Liberia, the regular people, but when push comes to shove, I can assure you, there will be time. Liberian people will say enough is enough. Because these guys, not only they are illegal, but they are overreaching. They're overreaching. They are going beyond and above their limit to strangulate the other people. And by extension, the country as a whole. And guess what? There will be a time Liberian people will say, you know what? Enough is enough. And we're not too far away from that time.
Yeah,
But, anyway, go ahead, move on, because what Mr. Kane said, you just made another interesting point I wanted to follow. But go ahead.
So so quickly, because we have past the hour now. I think any moment for now, like they go to the line to interact with our people. But in a minute, I listened to two of you, and more asking as to what the way forward. But I think the way forward is for the executive branch of government to listen to the Supreme Court ruling, or which way it goes. We want, mind you, the executive branch always in a habit of undermining herself. Let me just say that way, because they think that the only way is to control everybody. That what you are saying more, the executive branch of government want to control everybody or almost all of the branches of government. And if you don't maybe allude to them, or if you don't agree to them, they will see you as maybe anti, and they don't want to give you money. So that what Mr. Kana was saying is that, look, anytime when we have any situation, maybe anything that maybe that want to disagree with, let's be able to give people their salaries, or give people their money, or everything that they put, or everything the people they are doing. They have to be paid for whatsoever thing that they are doing. Because if you see somebody's salaries, for example, then most definitely you are also intimidating them. And with the issue of Mr. Kane, so with the issue of sign the budget, let me be frank, and Mr. Kane just nailed it. It is the government of Liberia that's supposed to pay for people. So what are we sign budget? We haven't reached to all of these things yet. We are still into the first thing about the leadership. So for me, I think the executive branch of government should be able to listen to the Supreme Court, no matter what the Supreme Court say. On days to come.
Maybe thank you. Before you go to the line, Mr. Mawulo want to chip in a little bit, then we can go to the line, Liberia, please. Mr. Mawulo, you're live.
Hello?
Yeah, quickly.
Yeah, hi. So you and the rest of the panelists. Mark, let me make something clear to you. You keep on quoting this so-called majority group talking point. First thing, the Constitution says that the minority can, force the majority to come, but it didn't say how. If you got a child in your home that is misbehaving, and I say keep him out of the house, and I don't say how, you got a choice to make how to do it. It is Funaki Kofa who's being civil that got the majority group doing what it's doing. Because you see what the majority group is doing now. Nobody asking them why they're suspending these people, why they're holding their pay. Funaki is the one who has that kind of power. When the majority refuse to come, you can use those tools to say you will come, or I will declare your seat vacant. You will come, or I will hold your salary. You will come, or will do this. But Funaki choose to talk to them. That was his mistake, I think. Now, the second thing is, people keep on linking it to the budget. Oh, the president has to pass the budget. Do you know there is a part in the Constitution where, in that instance, the president can demand that the both groups go together and pass the budget, and then they can continue with their quarrel? It is there. The president doesn't want to do it. He knows that it is there. His lawyers know that it is there. He could command them to go sit down together and pass the budget. He has a bullet puppet. He can make the whole nation say against them and demand that they be ousted from their job. He could have made them do it. No, he didn't do it. The third thing, people keep on talking. This law is clear. There is no quorum without the presiding officer. You're just sitting there. There's no quorum. The only presiding officer in the House of Representatives is the Speaker, unless he allows the Deputy Speaker to act in his stead. So this whole thing here, the president is at fault. When you're talking about solution, if you ask me, I would say reinstate all those people, go back to status quo ante, pay these people their back pay plus interest for holding it, put them back to their jobs, Funaki go back as speaker, all these people come back to session, Funaki steps down, and they have a new election. Well, Funaki Kopa, Tomofala, and Ku cannot participate. Let them have a new election, and whoever wins, whoever the group is that wins, become the new leadership of the House of Representatives, and we'll move on from there.
Thank you, Mr. Mawolo. Thank you so much. So maybe back to you. You can go ahead and start taking calls.
Wonderful. So 0770-203125. That's the number for you to call. Those of you who have been calling in, you can now place in your call so that you can also be part of the show this evening. Please, 1 minute to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Mabel. Let me say good evening to the panelists.
Yes, quickly go ahead.
Yeah, this is David King, and I join you for my Smith lesson. You see, this is what we've been seeing. The entire impact of the legislature, I think I said it once, I said Funaki should have played that leadership role by holding the people pay. Because they say you should compare them. And the man will just put it right. Or you should have said something there. If you don't come with declare your seat vacant to the National Commission, you're ensuring in the law that if you miss a job for 3 sitting, they can declare your seat vacant. But he choose to go the diplomatic way. And in a political fight, there's no diplomacy. But I am quite sure that tomorrow, or whatever time, that the Supreme Court will come out with a ruling, it will be very clear for everyone to understand what other barrel means to all of us. That's something that we go back to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. To this caller, quickly, good evening. Hello. All right, let me move straight to Pascal Davis. Pascal, long time though. Good evening.
Yeah, Lebon, we are here, and we are in a country where lawlessness has taken over. We are in a state of total reverse. The cartel is set to destroy Liberia. And that's why you see today the Chief Justice is requesting for security. Because mind you, their lives has been threatened by these looters. In Mr. Ku and Mr. Waka himself, who is the head of those criminals, because my brother, they are criminals. My man, their actions tell you, neighbor, that they are criminals. I hear somebody say, oh, the man by the budget, you're taking pay. That kind of ABC and challenge way of thinking. So when you get out there, you say, well, I get 2 years, you born 3 children, when you don't marry her, it means I'm a woman now. So you should be with her now because I'm a woman. So you get red. You know, this is how they think, and they think so low, and they bring it to government. See that this girl, they put their into. Like David said, they make it right. He said Kofa needed not to have been professional as he has always exercised. See how those criminals are pursuing with the country. But how could even Kofa put back? When the supporter was the one teaching how and pushing the God to become more violent. Man, who submitted the budget to who? Who interpreted the Supreme Court ruling? It was they quote-unquote, they so-called justice minister who said that. So you can't blame Kofa.
All right. Thank you so much, man, brother. Today's caller, quickly, good evening. Yeah, go ahead. We're not getting you. What's the question? Please, because I want for more to respond to your question.
Can you tell me that they people the more than the Liberian Constitution or Liberia or what?
All right. I hope that more get the question correct. Today's caller, good evening.
So maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is the voice of Prince Kolake. I'm from District 5. So the Supreme Court, from the legal argument today, you can sense clearly how the Supreme Court have looked into this issue, pending the total outcome of what's happening. But what beat my imagination today was, I thought the bill of information that was filed by the impartial speaker was for the Supreme Court to interpret the ruling, the December 22nd ruling, that which have to do with the
December 6th. I think that December 6th.
Yeah. So, but today for them to open another legal proceeding wherein the two parties have gone to defend their side while the Supreme Court should rule in their favor. For me, it was something that, though it's a precedented case, some of us will look forward to seeing it. But then there were a lot of questions that were asked. There were a lot of hard questions given to Vice Chairman, and the Supreme Court tune this time around. I believe that it will not be ambiguous. Let the law be the law, and let the law take a course. It shouldn't be ambiguous that will lead each of those parties with celebration that they are ruled in their favor. And
all right, thank you so much. Uncle Brown Tate, good evening.
Yes, neighbor. Yeah, I call purposely, more asked a silly questions. And the question, neighbor, more asked is to carry on to say, in my view, one-party system is not Republican form of government we're running now that has three branches of government, but one-party state where anything from the presidency, it cannot be, author or edited. It just sends straight to the legislature and legislature pass it. And I think Mott is right. But let me come to the question where they say people that are active to start suspending people, declare people pay. Who enforce it? So it means when you finish giving order, then you go to the hall, you lay down. Those who want to enforce it. The Electoral Commission will act on a communication because you say the people who are supporting, quote unquote, or they will be removed from the post carry on by election. Who gave Election Commission money?
Executive.
We shouldn't be like you just looking at something, the car coming on the road, then you say you pray to God, then you lay down God, then the car are coming, it's very powerful what you. The whole talking, I think it's clear. So the one thing I think in this issue is that when the Supreme Court did the opinion on the ruling, what they give that is say auto barrel, and they make it clear to everybody, to the living, all know. And the person where they will do what they want to do. I think the fair thing to do is for people who are genuine law for the country to act.
Indeed. Thank you. Thank you so much, Uncle Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, quickly, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, my name is Alexis from Sofele.
Great.
Yeah, today the Supreme Court reading, we all know that
the Supreme Court argument, today there were argument, there were not no ruling today, please. Yeah, go ahead.
The one on social media that Kofa is a legitimate speaker, but one of the things we all know that
those that want to pay today, they are all politicians. Even what is the chief justice was saying that they should protect them. You know, we know that they are all politicians. And you know that on the thing, prepared speaker, she has taken place. So she is saying that political is a legitimate speaker. They are doing it in their own interest. They're not doing it in the interest of Liberia. They are doing their own interest. And which one the law that says political can even hold fast to you not have column. And what they did say is you don't have courage. So you don't have courage. You cannot expect. You can't sustain.
So which one of the law to saying that in fact that the man is not speaker? Quickly before tell you view.
What you say? What?
You were talking about law, so I'm asking you to which one of the law that also said that in fact the man is not speaker.
Yeah, listen now. Article 49 speak of the revolution. If you remove a speaker, you will have to have a revolution. And there's nothing in that law type of food. And the people have to tear the revolution, which is state. It's not talking about all the memoirs have to be in section before you read the resolution.
All right, thank you, Mr. Khan. You got to open something. Look, so now I count on the show with a lot of education. But today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mabel, and your co-host in the diaspora.
Thank you for joining us, my dear.
Yeah, I'm Peter W. Castle. I come from under the street like in Johnsonville. Mabel, thank you for the fascinating discussion. You know, our laws are clear, and thankfully they are not demented, they are not off here. And you know, the Supreme Court was clear even during the first ruling. It's just that some guys are confused, or they make themselves confused, or they blind their eyes to the reality. It was clear and articulated to on a Rachel Boone, that Rachel Boone and guy, they are proceeding in the wrong direction. Rachel Boone is not a speaker. And we have been consistent to the issue that Rachel Boone is not a speaker. Today, what we're hearing, and from what we experience again today, and from the day of information out, and then send him by, found him by, and Speaker J. Fanatico for the result is clear. So that some people will not come and tell you what to do, but they will give you the constitutional analysis. We are all educated people. Liberia now is an educated intellectual society. I can tell anybody, no president will come into this particular Republic of Liberia and we just sit and allow the individual or that particular president to circumvent our law. Our laws are clear, so the rulings are clear, and the arguments, we all analyze the argument, and from there you can deduce the outcome of the argument. There are something you don't even need the time and the lawyer to interpret the law.
All right, thank you. To this caller quickly, good evening.
Good evening, Mabel. Good evening to your panelists.
Yeah, go ahead, listening.
This is the voice of PSI and I joined from Soviet School. Mom, let me just give you a little hint of why you are doubting.
My man, the nose behind you too much. To Charles Cooper, Charlie, good evening.
Good evening, Mabel.
Yes, go ahead.
You see, Mabel, for the answer of this sector, some of us did not study law, Mabel. But you see, Mabel, law is logic and reasoning. We just sat and we saw the way the quote-unquote majority bloc members were proceeding, and we posted on our various pages that they were wrong. There were serious procedural error, and we even appeared on QFN, and we discovered, we told them that, especially Mabel, look at my representative, Michael Thomas, who studied law. He's an attorney at law. And then he made that was a child legal error. And Michael Thomas said he was sitting as a chair on judiciary. He could not advise his comrades to say, oh, we are wrong, procedure why we are wrong, or legally we are wrong. He allowed politics to blind his eyes. This is why we have said that Michael Thomas have already ran our campaign in the district. We are not running campaign again. By 2029, you will be put on that list. Because you are, as an attorney at law, you said as chair on judiciary, the first powerful man in the house. Then you run and advise your police to take political action, and then you say, oh, it's politics. Politics is being guided by legality.
But Charles Cooper, and they said the law is blind, so maybe most of the lawyers don't represent that they want to be blind.
He was already calling local bar or Bonkale to expel Magotomo because he was a disgrace. He's a disgrace to that body. As a legal person, legal person, that was an error that I would deny me started working at me.
Okay, my brother, thank you. That's why all of our educational system here in Labrador. I just people just learning about the yeah. Hello, good evening. Hello, my dear, good evening. The nurse are behind you were not getting you, so I had to let you go so that we can take another person. But go ahead. Yes, go ahead. I think you are much better.
Okay. You see, all of these things were just like, if they were to go say, overshadowed by the executive. The judiciary was just interpret the law. Who will enforce the law according to our constitution is the executive. And everybody say, oh, interfering. What is interfering when the police were pressing? This thing was just done at the capital, the impact. If the executive were not involved the way they were involved, it was not going to last. But now, long time, the issue has been resolved, and everybody has known their position and their goal. One of the key aspects of that whole crisis was the budget. The budget was very cutting up. If the budget was be submitted to Fonati, and then the president don't say the justice minister to interpret also by the way interpreted, and then they don't send police to whip lawmakers who are not going to be where we are today. But we are where we are because, like people are so quickly say, the executive is the one backing the rebel lawmaker. If the action was not there, the executive will not be where we are. But when they suspend, the executive will uphold their suspension. When they seize people's salary, the executive will uphold it. And the executive is doing all of that. Somebody says suspend. You cannot let your papa just let it run it. I just declare what see Vega and call for election when the executive back in the floor. Who will carry on the election? Nobody can.
All right, so the last caller, of course, over to our team. We gotta go. We are already out of time. Hello, quickly, you are last caller.
I always follow 2FM from that end. I really appreciate you for your information. You know, that activity is a form of government. That is the day, legislature, so the legislature trying to make things out for the president. Instead of sitting on it, instead of people, they didn't want that back. You know, on the president, and we live in the legal by one stuff. You really will always do, and you know, you have nothing to do by yourself.
Thank you so much, man. Dear. Thank you. I think you just knew it. Or a president sitting there and allowing his government, and even if the government go bad, that is need with spoil. They will say the Judah Yama Bwaka like government. Some of you who are rescuers, you're sitting there, you're supporting all these things. You think that maybe the Richard Kuni will go. No, it's the name of the president. So Mr. Khan will back Monk, Belakesari, and then Sheikh Sharif. Well, I go to Monk. Mark, we're back from for interacting with our people.
Well, I listened to most of the callers and people came, with their analysis. The one thing I know for me, I need a solution. When it comes to the country, I could care less about the two parties involved because I know both of them have no regard for the Constitution. The last time for me, I hate contradicting myself on issue here. Last time we came here, we talked about everybody overspending the national budget, every entity in the government, including all the committees in the House. They all went above their spending limit, which is also a constitutional violation. So I don't know about which group stood up for the rule of law. No, I cannot name one as far as I'm concerned. The one thing that I know, for the people who believe that fanatical for acting diplomatic, he should pose the law in hand, I know that it's a quorum that establishes or speaker's legitimacy. He cannot do anything without a simple majority because anything also have a simple majority will also be an illegal act. It will be illegal. That's one thing that I know. So if we come here and say the executive is the main instigator, the Supreme Court is compromised because they have been put under pressure, then how can you expect any impartial ruling from a group of people that you consider to be compromised? So we keep confusing ourselves. The one thing that I know, I will keep saying on this show, If the Liberian people cannot decide, I know we'll be here maybe a week from now or a few days from now, doing the same thing that we did from the initial stage, where every Tom, Dick, and Harry will interpret the law based on their own understanding, because the expectation from the Supreme Court, what the Liberian people really want to see from the Supreme Court, they will never get it from the Supreme Court. That's why all around the world, I maintain my stand. The reason speakers around the world resign, because they understand the fact that they can never get redress from the Supreme Court in the legislative matter. That's why whenever they end up losing the support of their colleagues, they just walk out. It's not that because they don't understand the Constitution. It's not that because they don't know how the Constitution works. They just understand the fact that there is no need in fighting or losing battle. So we'll be here again and be to the same square one when the Supreme Court come up with a ruling again. We will argue about the Constitution, but the 80-pound gorilla in the room, how to restore his legitimacy, they will never address that, and we'll be to the same place again, even 10 years from now. That's my final word.
Thank you, Sheikh. Let's go to you quickly. We gotta go.
Yes, I listened to the callers, and many of them were right, because for me, I would be expecting for the Supreme Court to get a ruling that will help the Liberian people as well, because one of the things that is, like Mr. Kane said, that the issue of the lawmakers, is not, for me, I don't think it's an issue of the executive or among themselves as a lawmaker. Mind you, if the lawmaker couldn't have agreed to have the issue of senator, taking this bribery and other things, we couldn't have gone this far. Because the executive, even though, but the legislature also, they are the boss for the executive, So I don't think this could go this far. But we hope that they will handle it the way they're supposed to handle it, and then they go back for re-election, for re-election. So the issue of having the 49 person and then putting the legitimate speaker in power, then we know, as it stands now, all eyes are on the Supreme Court of Liberia to hear from them as to how are they going to handle this matter. Even though we did take call from Nima, a lot of people were sending me tells as to they want to partake, but I think it's going to be on tomorrow. So thanks so much. Thanks for the time. Thanks to all of the guys. Thanks to Mr. Kane and other folks. Thanks to Mom. And thanks to all of us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. But I guess that is Sumo. What say you from our people? I guess I listen.
All right.
They make their own input.
Yeah. Yeah, the Liberian people has spoken, and I think nothing more, nothing less. We just have to respect our people as per their view, and thanks to the team for the hard work anyway. And once again, before I take leave of you, this station, Radio Former, is owned and is operated by the Rufus and Roof 30 Foundation in this part of Liberia, the central region of Liberia, Bon County. Thank you so much. God bless all of us.
Wonderful. And let me say thanks to all of you quickly. Yes, indeed, I want to say thanks to our people. At the end of the day, when you go back to Article 1, I think the power is in the hand of our people. So all of the holding and putting the leaders are doing, they only have contract. Some of them, maybe they're forgetting. It says yes, contract. So when the people give you the contract for you to operate or to work for them, I think you got to pay more attention to them instead of doing what you are doing in the name of certifying yourself. It's just about 6-year contract. And even some of the leaders, I think maybe we'll have some opportunity. We will also talk about some of the past leaders and their reactions, even to some of the counties, that once upon a time they also represented. Nothing they're doing there. Today, you have been given opportunity to serve for only 6 years. Now you are jumping up and down like, in fact, you are, we always say the Parmesh and God, you got to stop. Respect the people and pay attention to the people, because everything that you are doing should be for the common good of the people, according to the Constitution. So you can't overshadow the people. You cannot do what you are doing that will bring chaos on the people. And the Supreme Court said that today, that indeed we are in a very serious crisis, which of course they also emphasize on the chaos at Capitol building. So I think our leaders, they have to stop. They have to come back together and work. So thanks to our people. Thanks to you, Mark. Thanks to Mr. Kane, even though he's already out. But Thanks to all of our followers, our viewers, those of you who are also commenting. Thanks to all of you. At the end of the day, let me be frank, whether I have reached a number concern budget or not, the Liberian government will pay people. That one is just obvious. Get it in today at the back of your head that whether we some budget or not, the Liberian government or people or employees, she will pay them. So a lot of argument for me. I don't want us to be going around to say, oh, who's some budget, who not some budget. When we reach another bridge, then we'll cross that one. But thanks to all of you, and good night, Mark, and other Brother Cassidy. See all of you on tomorrow.
Tomorrow, guys.
Thank you, God. Yes, indeed. Yeah, thank
That's it. Yeah, thing.
Good night. Well, so again, folks, thanks to all of
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Following our people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the effort are rest. The brothers who giving us here, the promise of them. The work with my life without fear.
A lyrical
Master.
Play Paris, who make you again Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, the more I go. And you love the more I
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Sadia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Sadia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Nigeria ya tumale, Sktv, ena Nigeria, tosi wako maya tumale.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Following our people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise from best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, to San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.